And the other big response was around trade. This is Kinsey Wilson, who's the head of innovation and a bunch of other things at the New York Times, and he said, with advertising all going to Google and Facebook, we need to look at other kinds of arrangements or commercial agreements. Trades are the way forward. So there, New York Times has got these trades with like Samsung, so they'll get a bunch of different of equipment with Samsung, and then they tie Samsung into a year-long deal across all of the New York Times' various platforms. There was a lot of talk of trades. Wall Street Journal as well. They've got these trades with Apple and Google. It's also around equipment, sponsorship, eventing. These guys, they really hate Facebook. They quite openly are very critical of it, and their main thing is they talk about it being a philosophical thing about a difference with which is like they're saying we've got a fundamental difference with Facebook, which is that Facebook and Google do not value content. They don't realize that it can take 6 months, a year of 3 people working on something to produce a serious piece of quality. So they really were. They all of them had spoke very negatively about Facebook and how you manage this thing. And yet they also all need to know that they need to use it. But they also talked about, Facebook reaching its ad load, that Facebook's getting to a point like, when is the moment where Facebook is going to start going, and they've reached ad load right now, so they can't carry on pushing advertising because the audiences are going to start turning away. So they literally cannot get more advertising in there, which is why they're pushing a lot of their advertising now into Facebook Live and video. So video on Facebook, and all of these guys spoke with their video teams who we met, spoke about it's great publishing on Facebook. You get massive audience really fast, and that's where they're trying to build their new advertising where they can take on more ads, is around that sort of content. This next response was around this is a particular example that I just wanted to show you around Thrive International. So that's it's a new media, it's Arianna Huffington's new business since she's got out of the Huffington Post. So it was just interesting. So we went into their office. I mean, they were literally, I think they launched in December. So they're brand new, a real kind of little start-uppery feel. And they've gone into 3 things. I just thought it was interesting as a media business what they're thinking about. So they've got 3 revenue streams. Their first one is corporate training. So this came out of Arianna Huffington's personal experience, where she was apparently on her way to a meeting and she tripped and fell and cut her head and then still felt that she had to go into the meeting, and then came out and realized that this is just ridiculous. And so she's got, her whole thing is wellness, right? Personal wellness. And so they've got into wellness spend and their first client is Accenture, which is apparently they've got 100,000 clients right off the bat. So we will come in, they'll get into corporate spend on wellness. They've got all this research into how healthy and well workforce is more productive and more all of that. Businesses are more profitable and so on. But then alongside that is a media platform, and this is what they call as a center for a conversation about health and wellness. So and it has its own ad. They run it as a media outlet with a whole advertising model and so on. And then their third revenue stream is pop-up stores. So in the States, this particularly health and wellness tech is really huge. So everyone's got a running machine or a pedometer or whatever it might be. So and that there's too much. So their pop-up stores are around saying we will sell only in the category of running machines, we're going to sell the best one. And they've got a very scientific kind of lab where they do testing on all this equipment. But they say basically if you want quality, then you must come to our pop-up stores, which is, so it's just an interesting way to think of a very different kind of model around media.
What?